did you happen to see what happened on Twitter on Wednesday involving one of the biggest names in women's wrestling who hasn't even been in a wrestling match in 4 or 5 months?
4 or 5 months. Who might this be?
This would be one that would be known by wrestling fans as Sasha Banks.
Oh, yes. Talk about rumors and innuendo. Here we go.
So people on the internet wrestling community are going absolutely nuts because Sasha Banks changed her Twitter handle from Sasha Banks WWE to her real name, Mercedes Varnado. And now they are saying that I've seen this headline. And again, this is where people are not taking the right news sources. People have actually reported that she removed WWE affiliation from her Twitter. But if you actually look at her Twitter, you will see the first line is Sasha Banks hyphen WWE. Not formerly with WWE, not FKA Sasha Banks of WWE, just Sasha Banks, WWE. So people are like, yep, she's going to Japan. She's going to AEW. She's done leaving she's not coming back to WWE. What do you make of this, Ralph?
In this world, people question a lot of things. They question the existence of God. They question themselves. They question anything. Religion, if aliens exist, if the aliens built the pyramids, ghosts. There's not a day that goes by that I don't question why the hell I still have Twitter. Because I swear to God as my witness, I absolutely hate the IWC. Because it is an absolute dumpster fire. If we did not have this show, I didn't have a Twitter account before we had the show. I hardly use Twitter. I use it as a tool, unfortunately, to try and get information to think about what topics we're going to talk about. Amongst the topics and everything that goes on in pro wrestling, the last thing that I thought we were going to talk about is Sasha Banks changed her Twitter handle. Is that what it's called?
It's called a handle, yes. Handle.
And miraculously, now we must speculate that she has been released by WWE.
Well, that does go to the report back in June or July from Raj Gary of Wrestling Inc. that she was released. She hasn't been back since. And we've seen reports, they're coming back soon. They just signed a new contract. Triple H talked to Naomi and Sasha Banks and got her back to WWE. They're going to be involved. And then the speculation started. They're going to be involved with the Bayley damage control storyline. And they're going to be part of the War Games match. And I admit it, I do the speculation game too. But I also separate from rumor and innuendo. So she doesn't want her Twitter handle to be Sasha Banks WWE. Because look, even if she's still under contract with WWE, she's doing outside of wrestling right now. She's doing all this modeling stuff with Naomi. They're doing all these appearances. She's going to be on another season of Star Wars, if I'm not mistaken. And this goes in line with what WWE is kind of doing now, where we own your wrestling name. You keep your real name as far as trademarks are concerned. Maybe Mercedes Varnado is just being a good business person. It has nothing to do with her leaving WWE.
That doesn't get clicks. What gets her more clicks? Mercedes, whatever, Sasha Banks swings her Twitter handle, rumored release, or I don't know, Mercedes does a model, whatever. The unfortunate thing is the state of just everything in the world, you have to sensationalize everything for clicks because it's about clicks. It's about views. It's about whatever's going to be attention grabbing to get you to hover over and click on it, read it and retweet it or share it or shareable content. That's the world we live in. That's the age we live in, right or wrong. And it's not just pro wrestling. It's everything right now.
Right. And of course,
and that's where unfortunately they try to blend the lines of fact and fiction and what can you present as fact. And even if it's complete fabrication, my sources have told me. There are many people that feel it's being reported. It's being reported. You're the one reporting it. Who's reporting it to you? All of a sudden we can't have. I was taught all throughout college, you would get an F on every single paper if you didn't cite a source. If I ever put on the bottom of my paper, my source is the source. Who's the source? Source. Who's the source? My sources.
Hold on, Ralph. I will say, after taking a few journalism classes in college, having a communication degree and part of working in this fine industry that I work in, that is television, good journalists do not have to reveal their sources. They just have to make sure the sources that they're getting are credible, and they double check and they triple check and they get source after source after source after source. Now, if they want to reveal it and the source is saying, okay, you can reveal me as a source, that's one thing. But if you say sources say, and you have story after story after story that does not follow through, that's where the credibility drops. You're a bad journalist because you can't find good sources.
Yep.
And you just saying sources say when you don't really have a source, because you're just literally, your sources based on what I saw on Twitter, or based on what I saw on Raw, or based on what I saw on an episode of Being the Elite.
It is my assumption.
Sources
I feel
say,
that.
some of these news Twitter handles, sources say really means, here's what I think is happening.